we just hit 1,000 subscribers. And as a way to give back to all of you, I decided to 3D model my subscribers' profile pictures as Gorilla Tag critters in 24 hours. And I've got to say, some of these critters turned out interesting, to say the least. Now, this isn't the first time I've turned things into Gorilla Tag critters, but when I saw all of your comments wanting me to make your profile pictures, I knew what I had to do. And if you want to be in any of my future videos, join the new Discord server. More info about the server at the end of the video. Before I start the challenge, I think it's a good idea to lay out the ground rules. Of course, I'm given 24 hours or 1 day to model, texture, and render all of the critters, but I also have to make everything from scratch. I'm not allowed to download models or assets of any sorts. But before I can even begin the challenge, I had to gather all of my subscribers' comments who wanted their Gorilla Tag profile. I organized them in this handy spreadsheet, including the color, cosmetics, and YouTube handle of each request. This would help me make all of the cosmetics and correctly decorate each critter. To save time and sanity, I decided to utilize the blank critter model I made in the past. I promise this will be the only thing I ever import during this challenge. After looking through all of the requests of making their Gorilla Tag profile pictures, I began modeling all of the cosmetics I would need for each critter. And while some of them, like this top hat and bow tie, were relatively straightforward, others like this Ushanka reminded me how foreign I was to this style. But the time crunch and my limited scales pushed me onwards. Now, I had no idea of the sheer amount of cosmetics you guys wear in Gorilla Tag, but this took a long time, especially the weirder models like the banana hat. Somebody also requested this jacket, and I modeled it by duplicating part of the critter mesh and then using the solidify modifier to puff it out, fitting perfectly over the critter. I turned this cube into a beanie and for some reason struggled so much with the headphones. Gorilla Tag has this alternative style of low poly PS1 graphics that makes these arches incredibly difficult to work with. One of you guys also requested these brand new AirPods, which came out nicely. I finished up the rest of the cosmetics, giving me a wide variety of styles to work with. I decided to save all of the texturing for later, and I got the critters themselves sorted out. Now, I can't put into words how difficult the texturing process was for the critters. Normally, I would simply project the UV or flatten out the mesh from my view and color it over. However, there was no way I could finish this challenge in under 24 hours if I had to manually perfectly align every UV to the pixel grid, and I would end up creating dozens of texture files in the process, which would be horribly optimized. So instead, I spent an hour and a half and 4 YouTube videos to implement this modular system, allowing me to create a single texture and material that I could change independently on each object, without every object being the same color. I use this clever trick with the color ramp values and object index to assign the object's number to a color, so I can just change a single number and alter each critter's color independently. But, you know, it all paid off. Just look at these guys. And if all of this is becoming confusing, don't worry. Things only get more difficult from here. Well, not exactly. After texturing each critter, I now had to add their cosmetics, which wasn't difficult, but very time-consuming. But just look at the number of critters here. I mean, I could make a whole army with these guys. And some of the comments I had to go off of weren't super detailed, or wouldn't make sense on a critter model, so I had to use some creative liberties. But I couldn't add all of the cosmetics before texturing them. This was something I was kind of avoiding all challenge, because texturing a flat character face is one thing, but I have basically no experience with these other shapes, like this party hat. I don't even want to talk about it. However, you've got to admit, this banana hat turned out amazing. This guy also wanted a lightning bolt cosmetic in claws, which I provided a custom texture for. And when I thought things were coming to a close, I noticed 2 critters I was yet to complete. And upon checking why, I realized I had to model 2 completely new cosmetics. One was this cookie jar, which actually wasn't too difficult besides getting the glass to be transparent. The other was this cool skeleton mask that I made with a similar tactic to the jacket from earlier. I think it has a unique look to it. But at last I was done mauling all of the critters, and I think they came out pretty well. But the challenge wasn't over yet, because it was time to turn these boring flat characters into amazing 3D critters through the use of lighting. I set up this backdrop and some lights, and for a finishing touch, I wrote each subscriber's YouTube handle on the critter. The total process took around 6 hours, not including breaks. So I call that a win for the 24-hour part. Stay to the end to see all of the critters. Anyways, I have got a ton of comments asking about collabs or subscribers wanting to be in my videos. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I've just opened a brand new Discord server. This will be a perfect spot to talk with members of our community, and you may notice the subscriber events channel. Here I will be posting opportunities for you guys to be in my videos, so stay tuned for future updates there. I will be active a ton on this server, and if you guys have any questions or video ideas, feel free to share them with me. I hope to see all of you there. In the end, this challenge was a ton of fun, even though it was difficult at times. But none of this could have ever been possible without all of my amazing subscribers and future subscribers. Speaking of it, if you have watched this far into the video, please consider subscribing and giving this video a like. It is thanks to all of you that I can do all of this, and I want to give back to you guys as much as I can. So thanks again, and here are all of the critters. And quick note at the end, it's possible that I missed some of your guys' responses, and I'm really sorry if I did. I did manually go through every single comment on the video and try to pick out every single one before this video was made. So if I did miss it, I'll have to make it up to you sometime in the future. So make sure again to join the Discord, and I can hopefully get you in a future video.